Samurai Jack is a defining cartoon for thousands of people. Personally, it was the first thing I ever remember watching that featured an intense continuing plot as opposed to episodic adventures. You'd think that the series' hack and slash action would translate perfectly into a video game, but we haven't seen a game based on it in over 15 years. However, 3 years after the revival of the series comes Samurai Jack Battle Through Time, and although it nails presentation, there are some systems that could still use some sharpening.
Before the final blow was struck, I tore open a portal in time and flung him into the future.
Samurai Jack Battle Through Time serves as a retelling of the series finale, with Aku trapping Samurai Jack in a time loop. As he strives to reunite with his lover Ashi and defeat Aku once and for all, Jack is forced to face all of his most formidable foes one more time. I love a good licensed game. When done well, they deliver ways to dive deeper into an established IP. On the other hand, when done poorly, they can be some of the most laughably terrible games to be released. Samurai Jack Battle Through Time lands somewhere in between these two extremes, creating a final product that can sometimes feel like it's more trouble than it's worth. Samurai Jack Battle Through Time is a relatively simple action game with a few RPG elements thrown in. Players will spend most of their time tearing through hundreds of robot beetles, demons, bounty hunters, and zombies as they progress through the main narrative. Some enemies are down with one hit, while others will take skill and determination to defeat. If you play on any other difficulty than easy, combat can be pretty challenging. In contrast, the first few missions are incredibly easy, and about halfway through the game's 10-mission campaign, difficulty spikes. It doesn't become unbearable, but enemies do get a bit more spongy and attacks against Jack become less forgiving. Combat can be made slightly easier by upgrading Jack across 3 different skill trees: spiritual, physical, and combat. Each of these helps Jack in different ways, from unlocking skill trees such as a double jump to longer, more powerful combos. Upgrading these trees periodically throughout the game is essential to success. Another way that players can customize their experience is through the weapons and items they use. While Jack himself is most known for his iconic magic sword, he can wield a slew of other weapons such as axes, hammers, and staves. Jack can also equip several ranged weapons to help deal with enemies at a distance. Each weapon plays a little differently, allowing players to fine-tune their playstyle according to the weapons they like most. As players cut down wave after wave of enemy, they'll be rewarded with gold that they can use to purchase items in shops. This sounds like a good idea in concept, but strangely, enemies don't drop enough gold for you to be able to consistently buy useful items. This made it feel like I was continually being held back from progression for no good reason. Combat in Samurai Jack Battle Through Time isn't the most demanding in terms of action games and can be enjoyable in small doses. However, the more you play, the more tedious combat becomes. You pretty much see everything there is to see by the game's midpoint, so progress becomes more a rush to the conclusion. One of my favorite things about Battle Through Time is how it rewards exploration. If players take the time to look around levels, more often than not, they'll discover hidden secrets or upgrades. These secrets almost always directly help you upgrade Jack or give him new weapons and items, so taking the time to find them always feels worth the effort. Fans of the original Samurai Jack show will be happy to hear that playing Battle Through Time often feels like you are playing the show. All of the original voice cast from Season 5 return, with all story cutscenes being fully voiced. Sadly, not all interactions with characters in levels are voice acted, which stands out in stark contrast to the cutscenes. While it isn't a visual marvel, Battle Through Time looks like how I would expect a 3D version of Samurai Jack would look. It keeps the show's stylized visuals as much as possible and, for the most part, succeeds. Each level is based on a different location from the show, and while there isn't usually much going on in each level outside of combat, there doesn't really need to be. I found exploring each new level to be a delight, and I was always excited where the next one would take me.
I say,
Rothschild, but I saved you in the future. Cool. I must put an end to this madness.
Samurai Jack Battle Through Time ended up being an incredibly mixed bag. Though it may have been fantastic in the series' heyday, it doesn't hold up to modern standards. Like any Blade, the combat becomes dull over time, but the graphics and systems are there to keep players slicing and dicing until the conclusion. Noisy Pixel is giving Samurai Jack Battle Through Time a 6.5 out of 10. Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure to check out the full review at noisypixel.net. If you liked this video, make sure to subscribe for more.